How many more Olympias do you want to compete in? 10.
What's up guys and welcome. You are watching Fazi Fitness. So guys, channel membership is now live. Link is in the description and the first comment. Do check it out. That would really help support the channel. So let's start this video with the legend. The man who holds the record of the most Arnold Classic wins. The 2008 Mr. Olympia champion, the Blade, Dexter Jackson. And guess what? That transformation of Kevin Levrone that we just saw a week back, that inspired Dexter Jackson too. And we're gonna see his transformation in about 2 to 3 months.
What's up, guys? Well, basically, I want to get your opinion on something. You know, I've been seeing a lot of dudes out here, man, getting in shape. A lot of old dudes getting in shape. And I just want to say now it's time for me to get my butt in gear. Shout out to big bro Kevin Levrone for the inspiration. Man, you are looking amazing. I just want to say that. You have now motivated me, big bro. I got to get my butt in shape.
And no, before people start speculating, he isn't competing at the Masters Olympia this year, as Dexter was very clear that when he finally retires from professional bodybuilding, when he hangs up the posing trunks, that's it. There will be no comebacks, as the man dedicated 3 decades of his life to this sport. But that being said, it will be so cool to see how his physique looks like as he goes through this transformation as he tries to get lean one more time. So Dexter's last Mr. Olympia was back in 2020. So this is him, 5 years into retirement. And the man has downsized quite a lot during this time, which was pretty much expected, and that was his plan all along. So the one thing that Dexter was really tired of, especially in the last years of his pro career, was the amount of food that he had to intake to make sure he maintains all that size, all that muscle mass. That continuous eating, that was very hard on him. Now, for those of you guys who do not remember, the man had a very fast metabolism and he could not afford to miss any meals whatsoever. And he did enjoy becoming a normal human after retirement. But it's time to get back onto the diet phase one more time. And it's time to get some abs. Now, Dexter's legacy has already been cemented as one of the all-time greats. I mean, after all, he's the most decorated bodybuilder in the history of this sport. And in terms of pure longevity, there is no other IFBB pro who even comes close to Dexter Jackson apart from, I'm gonna say, Kamal, who competes in the 212. Now, Dexter's career, that is very unique in a way, that this is a guy who prolonged his career for at least 5 to 6 more years, as many experts were predicting that Dexter had started to go downhill after 2010. But not only did he improve, at the tail end of his career, he won an Arnold, and he placed second behind Phil Heath in 2015, and Dexter Jackson turned out to be his biggest rival that year. Next up, we have an update of Stephane about 7 weeks out of his men's open bodybuilding debut. Mind-blowing muscle quality. And what if I tell you guys that he's posing without any pump in his most recent update? So that makes this update even more impressive than it already is right now. And they are in a phase of digging deep and bringing out the detail at the moment. Because the worst thing Stephane could do is to try to come in bigger and he doesn't show up very sharp on the stage. Because that would defeat the whole purpose. That would actually negate all that additional muscle and size that he has put on during this past 1 year. But the man looks to be in a superb spot for 7 weeks out. Now, some of his muscle groups like the chest and the delts, the man is so gifted in those areas in terms of the detail and the kind of separation that he has. I mean, 99% of the pros out there, they do not even have that kind of detail on the day of the show, which Stephane is already showcasing at 7 weeks out. So those full muscle bellies that he has right now, they gave him a very unique look. The width on that front lat spread, that is super impressive. And the front double biceps, that is gonna continue to get better and better as he gets leaner, as he gets closer to his first pro show in the men's open. Stephane, however, is gonna have a hard time standing against some of the veterans at this upcoming France pro show. So the back has definitely came up and it has improved tremendously. But there is still some more size and thickness that he needs in that particular area. But that being said, this is gonna be a men's open debut to really look forward to. And I 100% believe that Stephane is gonna beat his best classic look by a mile here. But let me know what you guys think.
Plans after retirement. Yo, what you guys trying to tell me something? What's all these retirement questions and how long you gonna be here questions? I ain't planning on retiring anytime soon, so let's all just get that out of our head, man. And yeah, this one, no, I'm not retiring anytime soon.
So what is up with all the people asking the reigning Olympia champion about his plans post-retirement? Well, the man just hit his stride last year at the Olympia when he won his first ever send-out, and his response could not be more accurate, that he isn't even thinking about retiring anytime soon, and rightfully so, especially now when the pro bodybuilding is hitting its all-time peak, especially in terms of the overall prize money, and Samson being the best bodybuilder on the planet. He's gonna try and maximize his financial gains by continuing to be one of the best in the world. And truthfully, he wasn't even 100% last year, and still the man won the Olympia. Now that must be very scary for all the competition. And maybe this time the world is about to see the type of conditioning, that type of detail, which we have never seen on him before. Because he knows he's gonna have to come in shredded like never before in order to successfully defend his Olympia title. So on average, an IFBB pro normally has around a decade, 10 years, to be very competitive in the pro ranks. And Samson Dauda won his pro card back in 2017. So he has at least another few years of his prime time before he thinks about hanging up the posing trunks. And if we go by his age, the man right now is 39, and he will be looking to idolize guys like Dexter Jackson and Sean Roden, who continue to improve and get better even in their 40s. So Samson Dauda is a high volume guy. He pushes a lot of weight in the gym, but he doesn't try to break any records, and he has shown zero signs of any kind of injury up until now. Now we know he said it jokingly, but considering that he has only done 3 Olympias so far, he can realistically do another 4 to 5 and actually be very good in all of them.
How many more Olympias do you want to compete in? 10. Dude, I've only done, this will be my fourth one. I've only done 3, man. People ask like I've been here all day. Dude, I've only done 3, man. I'm gonna do 10. I'm gonna keep going and going and going until I'm the old guy on the stage with grey beard and hair falling off and I'm with a walking stick.
So the conqueror William Bonac drawing a lot of crowd while the man is visiting India. And the man looks absolutely insane doing those cable crossovers. Now for a guy who had decided to hang up the posing trunks back in 2023 to now being one of the most consistent bodybuilders of this entire year, William Bonac has such an inspiring story for everybody out there. So the man has done 5 shows just this year, and he delivered some of the best looks of his entire career, especially the one at Detroit Pro. That was one of the best physiques, and although William Bonac was able to win only 1 show out of those 5 shows that he did, but the man made some big money, placing high in every single one of them. For instance, him placing second at Dubai Pro Show, that alone gave him a paycheck of $50,000, and that too tax-free. Now whenever I feature William Bonac in one of my videos, there are always some comments that his arms are kind of melting. But the fact is, in the grand scheme of things, that doesn't truly matter. He's beating all these young guys based on his superior conditioning and his amazing muscle maturity. So the fact is, if he can continue to win all of these shows and place somewhere in that top 8 at the Olympia, there is not a single reason for him to consider retirement. Next up, we have a 2 weeks out physique update from Bruno Santos. So he isn't done just yet, and he's gonna be entering this upcoming Tampa Pro Show to have a shot at another Olympia qualification. And up until Portugal Pro this year, his season hasn't been going very ideal so far. But he made a big statement by beating Nathan Diesha in Portugal. Now that was kind of a controversial call, but it is what it is. Now if I am being 100% real, this is gonna be a very difficult show for Bruno Santos to actually win. Now as a former Olympian, we have to assume that he's gonna enter this show with only one intention, of getting his second Olympia qualification. But the competition here, that is very diverse. There are guys in there who have amazing shapes, crazy aesthetics, compared to a guy like Bruno Santos, and they're actually bigger or equally bigger than him. So Bruno is neither the biggest nor the most aesthetic physique in the men's open bodybuilding at the moment. But the man did show up superb, especially in the eyes of the judges at this past Portugal Pro I mean, to have beaten a guy like Nathan Diasha, that is really something. Because some of us never thought that Bruno could beat a competitive physique that Nathan Diasha has. So Bruno's attendance at this upcoming Tampa Pro means we are gonna see 4 former Olympians in that lineup. So Tampa Pro is turning out to be one of the biggest shows of the year. So hit the thumbs up button if you liked the video and smash the subscribe button if you wanna come back for more. Thanks for watching.